Hello and welcome back to MissionChief.com. I'm Horny Devil, and on today's episode, we're going to talk about my alliance. So, I'm actually in the American West Coast Alliance. This alliance is actually kind of built by my friends a long, long time ago. So he owns it, and I'm just there as a moderator and admin and stuff like that. But just to talk about my alliance, we're actually based in, of course, the American West Coast. So that does mean uh, in the West Coast. So that's Washington, Oregon, California, and if you really want to talk about the Americas, it doesn't really specify North America or just the United States. You can build in Canada and different places like that. We also have people that aren't on the American West Coast. You can definitely join our alliance and build wherever you'd like, but our alliance is primarily focused, of course, on the West Coast. So if you're looking for assistance on maybe Florida or like the East Coast or Central Arkansas or something like that, you probably wouldn't find it in here. You could definitely find it in other alliances. But what makes our alliance a little bit interesting is we play it a little bit differently. I know some people play this game unrealistically, like they'll place stations like on cemeteries or they'll place just stuff, FBI buildings on like a park or like a just this weird stuff. Okay, we don't do that here. We look up where the fire station is, the exact address, what the exact units are inside that fire station. That's how we play. Sometimes you do have to cheese the game. This game is built by some Europeans that I hate to say this. They don't really. They say they're firefighters, but God, they're not firefighters. They are not. They don't. They probably don't even work for the fire service, to be honest. Um, they do a decent job with the game, but some of these calls are very weird. Anyways, with that being said, we do have to cheese our units sometimes, but we try to build as realistically as humanly possible. If there's an engine there in real life, there's an engine there in the game. Same with police and different resources like that. Okay, with that being said, the other thing that we do is we don't build in the same area twice. Here's the service area of just California. Half of these aren't even loaded in because that's just the way Mission Chief is. I think it doesn't load enough of the doesn't load a lot of the stations because it's lagging so hard. But majority of us are actually playing in California. We can there's a ton of lag going on just because it's loading so many fire stations here. But just imagine if all this was covered, there'd be a lot of lag, and that's what I've seen when I've joined other alliances. Kind of just feeling them out. There is so much lag for how many fire stations it loads in. It's ridiculous. But anyways, we do have a large service area unchecked right here. It almost looks like we have a little tooth right here next to Fresno, Madera, Merced, Turlock, and Modesto. So you have the whole area here that's not even filled in, which is kind of weird. But we have everywhere else practically in Southern California, Central California, and of course Northern California and the Bay Area. So these are all my alliance members' stations. You have hospitals, fire stations, air attack buildings like helicopters, airplanes that water bomb wildfires. We have all that. We have dispatch centers that are in the exact right place. And then we do have different clinics. Clinics are a whole different breed. I don't really bother with clinics too much, but they do work. We have our fixed wing air operations and different stuff like that. Like I said, half of these aren't even loading in. Like you just saw right there that half of these just loaded in as it is. I am sure if we just zoom in right here, that we can get a bunch loaded in. Yeah, there we go. Half of them just loaded in. Same with all these other areas that aren't even populating. We do have some people that are playing in Arizona too, and same with Nevada. I believe if we log in and shoot into Vegas here, yep, it just populated into Vegas here. Yeah, we do have a lot built out. We do have some areas that are open, but we try to strive to help each other in alliance. Like we're gonna help our neighbor. For instance, I'm in three different counties right here in the Bay Area. So I have San Francisco County, which is up here. You can see this little purple line right here. This is the county border. It goes up here, and then kind of follows the ridge here. And then this is the San Francisco County. And then we have San Mateo County, which is right here. All my stations in red. And then we have Santa Cruz County, which is right down here. You can also see the county line right here, Santa Cruz County. And then it goes a little bit up here. But then I have to deal with my neighbors. That's a good thing and a bad thing. We do have San Jose County. And if they ever need assistance with calls, I can definitely send some apparatus over, or police, or different stuff that they might have enough of. Whether that's ambulances or just some fire engines or some ladder trucks, or even some command units as well. But yeah, we work with our neighbors. So there's only one person that builds in a single city, unless you divide a city in half. Like unless you come to a conclusion, like let's say you want to build Houston and you want to split half the Houston stations with another person, you can definitely do that. But we don't build two stations on the same spot. You will never see two fire stations on the same spot. So you have to deny a lot of members. Just an example is this guy right here. Actually, let's zoom in here. We go to new applicants. We click on this guy. So this guy, he wants to join our alliance, and he would be a perfect member if Gilroy and Morgan Hill over here wasn't taken. Now, he's got a nice setup, and he would fit perfectly in the alliance. Unfortunately, this area was just built on a few weeks ago. Someone just took this area and built all over it. If this guy would have joined, it would have been mint. He would have fit in just perfectly. But if we go over to Gilroy, which is kind of near, do over Gilroy here, and then Morgan Hill. This is my alliance members. They've already built everything here. They have built the battalion chiefs, the water tankers, the engines, the squads, the trucks. So they've already built up Gilroy and Morgan Hill, which it's one thing. So we try not to duplicate different stations and stuff like that. Anyways, with that being said, we do have California, and Oregon is pretty much empty for the most part. We do have Portland open at the moment. Someone's built here, but I'm sure they would probably move should someone want to join from Portland. I'm also built in Seattle, and then my alliance members are also building on the outskirts of Seattle and suburbs. That's Bellevue and some of the islands here. They also have some of the islands up here, which is actually kind of cool. I really wanted to build up here, but someone kind of beat me to it, which is fine. But yeah, they have a bunch of fire stations up here on this island, which is kind of cool. They're very secluded, which is very interesting. They just get there by ferry. But yeah, we have all sorts of different stuff. We have of course, I'm just going to talk about myself here. We have all the Coast Guard stations in Washington, Oregon, California, and Alaska now. All of our Coast Guard stations here. So that's very interesting. Like I said, we do have other people that are playing outside of the West Coast. We do have Hawaii. We do have people in Chicago, some in the New York area and Boston area. Once it loads in. I thought there were some people here in, I don't know if it's just not loading or whatnot, but maybe I'm just in the wrong area. But yeah, we did have some people building here in the northeast Boston area. And it looks like someone's building here in Salt Lake City, or near Salt Lake City. Not exactly sure who this. Oh, okay, it's actually my alliance leader who's building here. But yeah, this whole area is open. Should you guys want to join and build in any of these states, this is all open. Like I said, we're primarily based in California, Oregon, and Washington. But Alaska's open, and I would say that's part of the West Coast, and that's just me. Anyways, I think that's a good overview of my alliance. I've never done a video on my alliance, well, usually ever. That's not what I want to do. Like I said, this is my alliance, the American West Coast, this little pin here. Should you guys want to join, just sending an invite or different stuff like that. Like I said, we will have to review it based on where your stations are and whether you build it correctly. But if you're looking to adapt and overcome, we can definitely hook you up. I love researching fire departments, police departments, and all sorts of different stuff like that. So if you need help researching areas, I would more than welcome to help you out. All right. I guess before we leave, we just want to talk about one last thing. So we have alliance funds and alliance buildings here. We do have alliance buildings, of course, in the area. These are everything that our alliance members actually contributed to. I guess you can consider it a tax of some sort. So if you go to alliance funds, you can contribute for every call you do. Let's say you do a call that yields you 100 credits, and you contribute 3%. 3% of those credits would go to the alliance fund, and from the fund you can build jails, county jails, or if you want to build prisons, you can build prisons, but the county jails make a little more sense in this game. You could also build fire, police, and I guess lifeguard training facilities. You can also build hospitals, which are kind of the main thing. But yeah, you can contribute up to 10%. Kind of just give you a rough estimate how much I've contributed this last month, but this is also from double credits. I would never have reached this amount if I wasn't playing double credits for an extended period of time. But yeah, we do, all of our members here do contribute quite a lot, but I'm just going to show you the buildings tab real quick here. We do have all these hospitals, like I said. We have our fire training facility here. We do have county jails here. These are the little blue ones. They look like police departments, but you have the Carson City Jail, the Martinez Detention Facility, the Central Detention Facility. all sorts of different stuff here. We don't have a lot, but we kind of place them as needed, and we do have our alliance funds, which are 3.7 million credits, which will get you extremely far. This will get you far. For instance, hospitals are 200,000. Fire training facilities are 500,000, but that's one thing. And then I believe jails are 50,000. I could be wrong. I think they're actually 100,000. We can actually check that real quick here. Let's take a look. Let's check how much a jail is. Prison. Okay, they're 100,000. So yeah, jails are 100,000 credits, and that would take out about 3.7 million credits. But we're always generating credits in this alliance. But anyways, I hope that gives you guys a brief overview on just our alliance and where we're kind of playing. I'm just going to turn this pin back on because I turned it off just for this video. That'll throw back on my calls. Anyways, thank you for watching this episode of my alliance. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys on the next one. See you.